Well, here we are again, celebrating another Ohio State college football playoff victory, this time over Texas. Also, this time, not as easy as the wins over Tennessee and Oregon. Ohio State did get off to a great start. They stopped Texas. They score a touchdown themselves in the first quarter. They go up 7-0. But we did get the unsportsmanlike penalty from Henderson in the first quarter. And that was the beginning of many, many penalties on the Buckeyes in the first half. Really, they were just trading penalties and trading punts, really, at that point in the most of the first and second quarter. And then late in the second quarter, the Buckeyes have a 7-0 lead. It felt like the entire first half. Late in the second quarter, just like the first two playoff games, if there was any weakness, late in the second quarter, right before halftime, they allow the other team to go down and score. Texas does it this time. They go down, tie it up 7-7, under 30 seconds to go in the half, only to then allow the Buckeyes to score on a 75-yard touchdown pass to Henderson, a screen play, putting the Buckeyes up 14-7. So momentarily there, it felt like all of the momentum had shifted to Texas, that they had the Buckeyes felt like they had dominated the first half. We're only up 7-0, and now somehow, worst case scenario, it was 7-7, and then Texas completely implodes a minute later, whatever, not 2-3 minutes later. There were some commercials involved. Okay, no game time. The Buckeyes score a touchdown, go up 14-7 in the half, and in the third quarter, again, not a whole lot going on. Will Howard throws an interception to start the half. The Buckeyes have this third down play, a 3rd-and-1, I believe it was, and they call a pitch play. I have never been a fan of throwing the ball backwards, giving your running back needing 6 or 7 yards just to gain the 1 yard, and that's exactly what happened. Judkins gets it about 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage and then barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage, and forcing the Buckeyes to punt. And then there was the drive where Ohio State still up 14-7 late in the third quarter, and then Quinn Ewers just makes a play, a Patrick Mahomes type play, really, to keep a drive alive. And then Texas continues to convert third downs on that drive, including the touchdown that they scored, making it 14-14 right late in the third quarter. So much like the touchdown that tied it up in the first quarter, this one felt like it was a big deal again. And then I believe they traded punts yet again. And then after a Howard third down, or was it a fourth down? A big Will Howard fourth down run set, although the turf monster took him down. It didn't matter, though, because Judkins runs in a touchdown just a few plays later, giving the Buckeyes a 21-14 lead. And while that was, it felt like right there, maybe they needed a stop and then perhaps even a field goal. It's 21-14. There's 7 minutes to go, a lot of time to go. Texas gets the ball, though, and they are not messing around. Even though there's a lot of time to go, they move it down the field pretty quickly. And then they get inside the 10 and things start to slow down. A pass interference gets them to the 2. Another pass interference then gives Texas 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. They try to run it up the middle. Nothing happened in there. So you got 2nd and goal at the 1. And then Texas calls a pitch play of their own, pitching it backwards, leaving the running back 7 or 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. The Ohio State defense all over him, completely gobbles him up for about a 7 or 8 yard loss. So those pitch plays on short yardage plays, I will never understand what these guys. I saw what happened on first down. You tried to run it up the middle and you got stuffed. Try again, okay? I saw how big the Texas offensive line is. They average like 320 pounds. I don't know why I'm upset that Texas called a horrible play. Really a great game by Sarkisian on the play calling at times. They finally figured out we just got to throw it to the running backs. I mean, this is pretty simple. Quinn Ewers can do that. And then once the Buckeyes started cheating on the running backs, they hit that big goofy tight end. He gets a horrible penalty of his own. So let's get back to this 1st and goal at the 1, which is now 3rd and goal at the 8. And then obviously the biggest play of the season up until this point, Jack Sawyer goes in, gets the sack, forces the fumble, gets the scoop, gets the score, 28-14 Buckeyes. Game is essentially over at that point. Ewers does throw a touchdown or an interception in trash time that really didn't matter. Final score 28-14. So the big fourth down run by Howard was huge. All the stuff leading up to this in the fourth quarter means nothing. The fourth down run was huge, and then the scoop and score, obviously even bigger. Texas fans got to be scratching their heads. A lot of them with that in real life emoji. And on the scoop and score, they had it first and goal at the 1, much like Penn State last night. You had it. And then it all slipped away. Texas could have tied this game up. I had already had it tied up, thinking, could the Buckeyes get a field goal? Will Texas go for 2? None of that mattered. So some of the biggest plays in the game leading up, Jeremiah Smith, very quiet night, but that's all right. He was not needed. The huge play, obviously, right before the half. Another thing that Texas is going to think about in a long off season. They were sacking. There were sacks, penalties, and punts early. You know, Texas straightened things up in the second half. There was a moment there late in the third quarter. Maybe it was early in it was the third quarter where I felt like maybe Ohio State was going to start to panic. We were going to get a replay of the losses earlier this year to Oregon and another Big Ten team, Michigan. But they did not do it. Will Howard said, not this time, Texas. He played a really good game overall. He was really playing with fire early with some of them passes. He finally threw the interception. Looked like it may have been costly, but it was only momentary because the Buckeyes came back. The scoop and score by Sawyer. It was a highlight for sure. Go Bucks. Now the Irish. I don't think the Irish's offense can keep up with the Buckeyes' offense. So it's going to come down to defenses. Is Notre Dame's defense that much stronger than the Buckeyes' offense? I don't know. I don't think they are. Right now, early prediction, Buckeyes all over the Irish. And it's not going to come down to a final play. And how many men are on the field for the Irish? That play was brought up. I'm bringing it up again. Texas fans, if you happen to watch this, if you made it this far, congratulations on a great season. I've really wanted, ever since Vince Young was there and Texas beat Ohio State, I've kind of wanted this one back. We lost to Vince Young, right? Of course. So a lot of questions if you're Texas. How did you give up that touchdown to Henderson? How do you not score first and goal at the 1? And should Manning have played a little more? I don't know. Boom, we're out of here. Go Bucks. Steely Matt, what do you think? Buckeye and NC, Spud, if you're hanging in there, if you're watching this, boom. Everybody else that loves football. I'm like Jeremiah Smith right now. I'm drawing a blank. That's all right, man. Everybody else stepped up. There was times, though, when I was worried tonight, I'll admit, for sure. We're out of here. This is too long.